Fantastic result tonight. West Ham have drawn at home against Liverpool, who in the last few games we conceded, I don't know, Dad, countless amount of goals.
Well, four goals they've scored 3 times again. Four
Yeah.
goals they've scored.
Last 3 games. Anyway, we've just witnessed West Ham draw 1-1 with Liverpool, who are chasing the title. And I think the biggest thing that comes from tonight is the inconsistencies from West Ham, because we performed tonight.
Yeah, we did play really well, I think. So the first half I thought pretty good for us. I think Chicharito had a couple of brilliant chances there. Not finished, but still good openings and good chances.
Absolutely. I think first and foremost, let's go into the team selection. I think for me personally, that was the best team that Pellegrini could put out, considering with injuries and the problems that have been happening at the club. What was your thoughts on the starting lineup? And one of the names we saw was Fredericks come in over Zabaleta.
Yeah, I think Fredericks was. I mean, I listened to Pellegrini talk about Fredericks, and he was saying really that Zabaleta had a hard season and just wanted to give him a bit of a rest. I thought Fredericks came in and did well.
Get your comments in below. Let us know your thoughts on Fredericks. Someone who I've been criticising all season and ever since he's joined West Ham was Ogbonna, but I thought him and Diop tonight, the partnership was on really strong tonight, and I don't know if that was maybe something to do with Will stepped in there and gave them that bit of confidence.
Yes, I think so as well.
Yep. So first half, West Ham in particular, I thought played really well. We had, like as my dad said, we had a couple of chances. Chicharito, tonight he threw his body on the line. He put himself in front of a lot of the players. He got down and dirty with the rest of the side, which is not usually his game, and he gets slagged off for a lot. But for me personally, he'd done his job tonight. And then, unfortunately, that really unfortunate goal for Liverpool, which was blatantly by a million miles offside.
Yeah, it was totally offside. I mean, well, the referee was doing what the pundits were saying. I think we all saw it. Really, he just not watching the ball. That was it, really, and lost the goal.
Well, I think that's the problem, and there is an issue with the officiating in the top league. I mean, it's worth so much money to miss such a. I mean, it wasn't even like by inches. It was blatant. It was so blatant, and there's a lot of replays getting shown around, and you can see his eyes is completely on. He's just ball watching, and he's not even looking at his line, which is his job. He's supposed to do. It's a big job, yeah, but I mean that should have been. Yeah, that's a blatant offside and really disappointing goal to concede. But the thing I'd mentioned to you in the first half was I thought when Liverpool were playing and we were pressing them a lot, but they seem to always get the ball through and penetrate our defence a few times in the first half.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. Well, I think they're good going forward. Obviously, with the strength of the front, we played well defensively tonight overall. Keep that front three away. I think we're particularly likes of Declan Rice,
yeah,
again, who plays that kind of majestic role without kind of flustering or anything like that. He just plays that ball out well.
Then they got the ball through, crossed the ball over. Diop took a slip, Manny turned it and shot past then. So Liverpool went 1-0 up, and I think at that stage we all thought, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I thought we were going to be in trouble.
But what we didn't do was we didn't fall down, we didn't collapse. We actually raised our game even more. And we won a free kick on the edge of the box. We're just outside the edge of the box, and then we seen a bit of training grounds tactics there.
I thought that was actually a brilliant free. There's no question about it. I mean, they were completely forward. I think the whole of the Liverpool defence there had no idea that was going to happen, which was great for us. And then Antonio just goes through and puts that wonderful goal in.
To create chances like that, I think we had 3 set pieces in the first half that Liverpool just couldn't handle. They couldn't handle it. I mean, the first one was for the goal where they stepped up, they played the 1-2 and slipped the ball through to Antonio on the edge of the box. He shot past the keeper. The second one was he found Chicharito running around the back of the defenders, and Chicharito tried to hit it first time, skied it really high. And then the third one, which was a chance at Declan Rice, he beat the offside trap. He was on the penalty box on his own, and the header just went over the box. But at that point, you would look at Liverpool and you think they were falling apart at that point.
They were struggling.
They were struggling with the creativity that Anderson. What are your thoughts, Dad, on Anderson?
Oh, I think Anderson is just showing what he's capable of doing. He's just got that ability to weave, to hold, and take somebody on, get down the outside. I think he was going against. Milner tonight, and I think that was a deliberate ploy with Klopp putting him in at right back like that. I think that gave us a chance on that left side, and he exploits that.
Yeah, he did. He's so creative, and I thought personally he had a really strong game tonight. He looked really up for it, and he was penetrating. And every time he got the ball, he looked like he was going to penetrate their defence, especially on the wing. Then we went into half time, and I mean, no substitutions were made. What was your thoughts on our second half performance, Dad?
Our second half performance, I thought, was extremely good. I think I think to be fair, I think both teams really just went for the game. No holding back on either side. I thought Liverpool's midfield was good. I like Keita. I thought he played really well. I think Noble played pretty well for us as well. So that was quite good, quite exciting.
I think Noble's got a lot of critics. We know he's up and down throughout the season, but tonight, personally, I thought he was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. He deserved that standing ovation when he came. And yeah, him and Declan Rice seem to be hopefully building up a partnership now. Listen, I'm not jumping the gun. I know a lot of you out there are not a massive fan of him starting week in and week out. But for me, I think if you look at the current squad and the inconsistencies that maybe Obiang has shown, I think it's a no-brainer personally for him to start alongside Rice. Get your comments below. Do you agree with me on the Mark Noble comments, or would you rather see Pedro Obiang start in that role? Moving into the end of the game, we've seen quite a few substitutions from both teams. Salah started coming into the game in the end.
He did, yeah. Salah was starting to worried me a bit in the end the way he was getting through, but then Fabianski kind of just came out with a couple of not saves as such, but some good gathering of the ball. They really say that, and he was very, very positive in the goal again.
That's been a big difference for us this year, hasn't it, Dad?
I think he's been great.
He has been great. When you look at Adrian and Joe Hart and Aaron Randolph, and albeit they're all great goalkeepers on their day, but I think the difference between all of them and Fabianski is maybe something like tonight. There could be easily a couple of mistakes made. Yeah. And Fabianski just gives us that really, really strong voice at the back and gives the defenders in front of a bit of confidence. And for me tonight, like I said, I'll hold my hands up. Bona had a fantastic game. I just hope that when it comes back that he continue that bit of form. But what is it with West Ham, Dad? Inconsistencies. You said it before we came out. We go to Bournemouth, we get smashed. We go to Wales, we get smashed. We go to AFC Wimbledon, we get smashed. We turn up against Liverpool and we put in a performance like that.
I think if you look on some of the fan forums, they would get smashed tonight because Liverpool normally come down, and the last few times they've played us, it's been like a training ground scenario for them. So tonight I think we were out to stop that, make sure we get that point tonight. I didn't think that. I thought we were going to go for the 3 points. Yeah. But in the end, I'm just glad we got the point.
What's your thoughts? We've seen Andy Carroll come on for the last 10 minutes. During the game, we were having a discussion. I said that, if there's ever a time that I want to see Andy Carroll, I think he'll be gone in the summer, but if there's ever a time, it's the last 10 minutes of a game. But he just looks like he's lost any form of football ability, maybe. I don't know. Is that bad? Is that jumping the gun, really?
Well, in 10 minutes to go, I mean, you think that most probably there was going to be he'd get service, but to be fair, he didn't really get any service in. He didn't get anything to jump for much tonight, and really that's what comes on in the last 10 minutes. You expect him to go up, ruffle the likes of Van Dijk and head one home, but he didn't really get the service. In 10 minutes, it's very difficult.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. What's your thoughts on the engine? I mean, again, another thing was Antonio and Snodgrass's engine. Now, they might not have technically the best ability, or next level is what West Ham fans are talking about, but their engines can't question their engines.
No, he runs all the time. I mean, he reminds me of what's the Scottish boy who used to take his bananas all the time and run. He reminds me of
Strachan.
Strachan. Reminds me of Strachan because Strachan was like that when he played, and Snodgrass is exactly the same. I mean, he really tries, up front and get back in defence. But to be fair, so did Antonio.
Yeah, and
he played well.
I think I said with like 15 minutes to go, I looked at Antonio and he looked like he was absolutely puffing. But I thought he was going to come off at that point, but no, he just kept going. And he's had his critics this season, and he still will. And all West Ham. Listen, we're not going to jump the gun here and say we're winning anything or qualifying for Europe, but it's really nice to see West Ham put in a performance like that. And at the end there, when I said to my dad, like, Snodgrass, take a bow, mate, because like he was running around like he hadn't just come on as a sub, and he'd been playing all game like that, through thick and thin, just running, putting all the efforts in. All in all, Dad, what was your full final thoughts?
I think it was a good point tonight. I don't think either side deserved to win the game, but I think it was a good point for us anyway.
Something we tend to do is talk up Declan Rice, but
I know.
I mean, apart from the facts of his obvious things he did tonight, sometimes his less obvious tackles or touches of the ball or presence in that team is massive. 19-year-old boy to come to our side, perform to that level, and do you know what? He's performing week in and week out, even when the rest of the team isn't. First name on the team sheet for you?
Yeah, I would say so. That question. He's mature. That's the best way of describing him, and he's playing a centre back or whatever, or central midfield, whatever he does.
Yeah,
he's doing it in style.
Future West Ham captain. Get your comments in below. Dad, who was your man of the match tonight?
I would agree with the man of the match, Henderson. 34, I think so. Yeah, only just edged it, but he did deserve it.
Yeah, I thought creativity, imagination going forward is absolute gem. And watch, so long may that continue. Let's hope that moving into the rest of the season, Pellegrini can kind of get the players to perform to that level, because if we perform to that level against teams in and around us, we'll come with a couple of decent results again.
I hope so.
And try and push higher up the league.
Yeah.
Anyway, make sure you get your comments in below. Let us know your man of the match and your thoughts on the game. Declan Rice, Robert Snodgrass, Andy Carroll, Chicharito, the full shebang. Get them in. He's been my dad, I've been Anton, and we've been Irons United. Get subscribing. Come on, you Irons.
There you go.